Hey, welcome back, everybody. You know, being a hero isn't always about creating a charitable organization or rescuing someone in need. Some of the people I most admire simply overcame terrible circumstances and rose to the top. I met today's Harvey's hero when he attended the Steve Harvey mentoring camp for young men a few years ago. I had this young man come and speak, and an amazing story, and so I thought it would be great if everybody heard this young man's story. Please welcome Zerbin Singleton. What's up, Zerb?
It's all good, sir.
Good to see you. Tell everybody about your background.
So I was born in Anchorage, Alaska. When I was born, it'd be the first and last time I was addicted to drugs. So my mom, she's been on drugs just about all my life. And growing up with my mother, I've seen different things. I've seen her get beat. I've seen her with a broke arm, broke leg. There's times when she was doing drugs. She tried to hide it from me, but I knew when she came take the test tube from my science kit, I knew she was cooking it up. I've seen her sell it and do different things like that. There's also times where we've even been homeless. Sometimes we stayed in the shelter for battered women or even the shelter, the day shelter, but we were homeless, but we were protected from the elements of being outside in Alaska.
Yeah. Now, you ended up moving away from your mom when you were 10.
That's correct. We were living in an apartment building, and she was on parole. A bounty hunter came, so she ran. They chased after each other, and then I hear, bam, a gunshot. He shot at my mom at point-blank range. But by the grace of God, that bullet did not hit her. She ended up going to jail that night. And often when she went to jail, I would go and live with my aunt or her niece who had recently moved down to Georgia. And she said, you can either stay here with me in Alaska or you can move down to Georgia. I told her I wanted to move down to Georgia. It was a little different when I got there. My cousins, they were pretty much a second family to me. The second parents were taking care of me most of my life.
You had another challenge after high school. What happened?
When I was down in high school, I learned that I wanted to be an astronaut. And that was very fascinating to me. But to be an astronaut, you had to go to college. And I knew my parents didn't have money to send me to school. So I really started to apply myself. I started to do well in school academically. I started to do well on the football team. I was co-captain of the football team, co-captain of the wrestling team, also a state champion with my best friend, Josh. And I graduated from the academy as valedictorian. A week before I graduated, I was hit head-on by a drunk driver. I had already been accepted into the Naval Academy, one of the top 10 hardest schools to get into. But because I had broke my collarbone, I could not go that year, and I couldn't go to the following year.
You earned some awards while you were at the academy, right?
My last 2 years, I started on the football team, and I won the Disney Spirit Award as well as the Orange Bowl Courage Award. Also was brigade commander, which means I was in charge of all 4,000 midshipmen or students that are there at the academy. And in 2008, I graduated from the Naval Academy with a Bachelor of Science Aerospace.
So, Zerbin, so what are you doing now, man?
So right now, I'm a captain in the United States Marine Corps, the finest fighting force the world has ever seen. I fly the CH-46 Echo. It's nicknamed the Mighty Battle Frog. This helicopter has been in every conflict since Vietnam. And last year, I had the honor of being the last pilot to be trained in this historical aircraft.
Wow. Let me, I mean, I know your story fairly well. You eventually met your father.
I did. He left before I was born, and I always wanted to meet him, and I got a chance to meet him when I was 15. And I kept a positive attitude when I went into that situation. So we started to grow. He started to visit. He came to my high school graduation and my first year at the academy. But in 2005, his wife called me and told me he had committed suicide.
Do you have a relationship with your mom today?
My relationship with my mom is great. After being on drugs for over 20 years, she's now been drug-free for 5 years. She also resides in California, so we get to see each other often, and she also has a pretty good job working for the Veteran Affairs Hospital in Long Beach.
What words of wisdom would you share to anybody who was up against it, really trying to defy the odds?
I like to tell people that you can go far. And FAR is an acronym that has been prevalent in my life. The F in FAR stands for faith. I had to have faith in God, have to have faith in yourself. The A stands for attitude. You have to have a positive attitude in everything that you do. And the R stands for reaching, because you have to constantly reach for your goals. Things that happen in your life, they determine the person you're going to be, whether good or bad. And you have to know that whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. See, people often ask me, how did I do it?
Yeah.
And I tell them that treading the path of adversity leads to the destination of your dreams. Wow.
I've admired you, man, from the day I met you. I've always thought of you as something special. Oh, I told you a long time ago. I said, man, everything I do, I want you to tell your story because I want people to know that there is a way. If you can just keep the faith, there is a way. And as long as you maintain that, man, there's an opportunity for you. Because like my mother used to always say, God ain't through with you yet. And perfect proof of that is he keep waking you up.
That's
now,
right.
if he keep waking you up, then he ain't through with you yet. I got something for you, Zerb. You are what we call, my friend, one of Harvey's heroes, man. And you are one of them. And I think you're the best. Got your name on it. I want to thank you, man. Thank you for sharing your story.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. I love you, man. We'll be right back.